So I'm Tiana Brown. And how do you pronounce your name?
It's Kenyatta Edwards.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for wanting to be on the podcast. How did you hear about, the brand and everything?
Actually, I was hungry. I was wanting to get my business, my brand out there, so I just went searching for someone to hear me out and allow me to vocalize what I'm doing today.
Yes. Well, I appreciate it. It does take courage to get ourselves out there, especially as Black women. So I'm just so proud of you
Yes.
and thank you so much.
Thank
Um,
you.
Thank you. Because I think I've been asking God, like, hey, I want some more people on the podcast. So the fact that you messaged me out of the blue, it threw me for a
It's
loop.
meant
So
to be.
yes. Yes. So did you just look me up on Facebook or did you just see me
I
scrolling?
did. I saw your image on podcast and I was like, oh, let me, check you out on Facebook. And I was just like, okay, your energy, your spirit seemed like it was like calm and comforting. So I'm like, okay, let me reach out to you. So I did. And I'm
Yeah.
glad I did.
Yes, ma'am. I am as well because normally all the women that I do talk to, we end up having a lifelong friendship. So this makes
Oh,
yes. Um,
yes, ma'am.
so tell me a little bit about who you are, what inspired you to create Learning Self-Love because you have a book, is that correct?
That is correct. I have a couple books actually. So my name is Kenyatta Edwards. I'm from Monroe, Louisiana. I grew up there from a baby up until I was 16, and I came to California just on a summer break, and I was just looking around because it was so beautiful, so different from where I come from, my background. And so I end up staying. So I've been in California for the past 26 years. And what inspired me to create Learning Self Love is that all the trauma that I endured in my life, and I just didn't have any coping skills. And I
Mhm.
think that carried over into my adulthood. And at one point, I just like, you know what? I want to be happy. I want to live. I want to be healthy, not physically, but mentally and emotionally. I went down this rabbit hole. I found like self-help material. I found the law of attraction.
Mhm.
So that brought me to learning self-love.
Yes. Well, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Um, that's why I started the Fly podcast. I have a
Yes.
podcast before this. It's called Tuesday Tea Talks with Tiana, but I wanted to rebrand to share like who I'm growing into be as a woman. I have a 6-year-old
Yes.
son, and I just wanted to create a safe space for us women.
Yes.
If you know me, I'm a certified yapper, so I
That's
love to talk.
okay. I like that.
I just need a platform where I could talk and because sometimes you probably know, like our friends and family, they might not be on the same train as that we're on, so we have to go find that in the community online,
Absolutely.
you know. So that's
Absolutely.
what, I guess drove me to do the podcast and then of course meeting beautiful women like yourself. So I'm
Thank
excited.
you. Thank you.
Um, let's see. I think you touched base a little bit on it. And if you have any questions for me, always, let me know.
I
But
will.
when did your healing journey truly begin? Like, was there a turning point or moment of clarity for you?
Yes. I was married for 14 years. So with my trauma, and we can go in that, you know, later on, but in 2017 is when I snapped. And when I say snapped, I had had enough of being down, being depressed, having anxiety, PTSD, in a toxic marriage. And I almost gave up on my life. And so I called my auntie and I'm like, T, I need help. I'm at the lowest that I can be at. Um, I feel so ugly on the outside because I was emotionally eating. So I was at my highest weight and I was just unhealthy. And so she was like, "Girl, you better not ever say you ugly. Don't let me hear that come out your mouth ever again." And she was like, "You're beautiful." And at that time, I didn't see that. Like, I didn't see the beauty on the outside, but I knew the beauty was in the inside. And she was like, "I want you to get in the mirror. I want you to tell yourself you're beautiful." And I tried it, but I didn't believe it. And
Right.
so one Christmas, she sent me this Christmas card, and it says, "I'm wishing you joy, peace, happiness, and prosperity." And I knew what joy, happiness, and peace was, but I didn't know what prosperity was. And so I went looking it up, and I'm like, wow, I don't have this. I
Yeah.
want it. And this prosperity is more than just money. It's good health. It's a peace of mind. And I'm like, I did not have that. So going back to September 2017, I was ready to give up on my life. And that was my moment where the clarity came in. It's like, I need change. I need prosperity. I need help, but I
Yes.
didn't know where to go to.
Yeah.
So I actually found it on my own by Googling it and just being hungry for relief.
Yes. Amen. And that's where it starts. We just have to have the vision and the plan and
Yes.
keep going. What I like to tell people is talking's free, researching is
Yes.
free, especially in the 21st century, you know,
Yes.
because that's a lot of what I started just to research, how can I start a
Yes.
podcast? And I started with just my phone. Now I just use
Mm-hmm.
my laptop. I don't think it's about being perfect. It's just about showing up, you know.
Yes.
It's not about the dollar sign for me. Of course,
No.
it'll come, but we have to
Yeah.
be passionate about what we're doing, and our story, our
Mm.
testimony is going to be someone else's, relief, so they don't feel alone. And
Absolutely.
and that's why I love this line of work. I mean, of course, I'm not getting paid for it yet, but
That's okay. It's your message. You're rich in what you do for other people and for yourself. So you already rich.
amen. And I feel that way. And I talk about this with my friends too. They say like the American dream, but everyone's view of success is different. Um,
Yes.
so I think that's important to reevaluate that in each season of your life because you said you were married. So when you were married, you probably have a different level of success versus after
Yeah.
because you have to like change those habits about yourself.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
so the first small steps you took towards like self-love in your healing journey, would you say that was just researching because you were hungry, or was there something else that you did?
It was just the will and the desire to want help and
Yeah.
acknowledge that I needed help. That's like the first moment. The small step was acknowledging where I was and wanted change. And so that's when I did go looking for help. I wanted help for myself. And then that small step was listening to motivational speakers, and
Mhm.
then I bumped onto Lisa Nichols, and she said, "I am my own rescue. No one is coming to save me." And
Amen.
that changed my life because I was like, okay, no one is coming to save me. I need to rescue myself. And so this is how I ended up here.
Yeah. That's really powerful, and I love that, and we have to have the self-awareness and the will and the control to get up
Yes,
every day and decide that, so that's amazing.
yes,
Um,
yes.
how did you cope during your darkest times? Like, what kept you going even when you felt hopeless? And, like, were you ever, like, misunderstood or silenced, like, in this process?
Ye- Yes, during my darkest time, I did not know healthy coping skills,
Mhm.
and I had like a lot of trauma as far as verbal abuse from my grandmother, my mom, um, physical abuse with just being, whipped because, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do in their eyes. And I was raped by my pastor for 3 years. So I was silenced in that moment for 3 years, it was like take it to your grave. Don't say anything. And when you die, I'ma die. So I didn't grow up with learning to affirm myself or learning healthy coping skills. So I end up trying to unalive myself many of times. Like that was my go-to in my darkest moment up until the age of 19 because I didn't know how to deal with what I was going through. Like I had to be a mom at 10 years old. Like
Mhm.
my mom, and was addicted to drugs and alcohol. So I had no childhood. I had nothing but responsibility that it was involuntary.
Yeah. I grew up similar as well. I'm the youngest of 3 brothers and the oldest of 2 siblings. Well,
Yeah.
2 sisters on my brother's 2 sisters on my dad's side. Um,
Yes.
so it can be tough, growing up in a space like that for sure. Um,
Yeah.
let us see. I'm getting my notes together. Um, you mentioned your sisters were a big part of your